Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and we are looking at Mike Mentzer, without a doubt, one of the more recognizable faces in the history of professional bodybuilding. He placed first at the 1979 Mr. Olympia event, first in his class. He then lost the overall title to Frank Zane, and then he returned 1980 and placed a very debatable fifth place finish after getting into a tussle with Arnold Schwarzenegger backstage. And then Mike quit bodybuilding for good. Very disappointing for all of his fans, I'm sure. But like I said, one of the more recognizable faces. Did you know that Mike had a brother named Ray? That's right, Raymond. Or just Ray. Ray Mentzer. And judging by these pictures, he was fantastic. In fact, might even have been better than Mike. You guys think? Well, that is what we are going to look at today. This is actually a fan request. You guys come up with such good video ideas. Who was better? Ray Mentzer or Mike Mentzer? Did they ever compete against each other? This is their competitive histories, or at least their overlapping years. And you can see in 76 they did compete at the same event. Ray placed second in his class. This is the outcome, and you can see they didn't actually get to compete side by side. Mike won his class, so he went on to the finals, and Ray placed second. So Ray was no fool. And they did that one more time at the North American Championships. Ray getting third this time, and Mike again, same story, him winning the overall. But you can clearly see, guys, Ray Mentzer, he won the USA, Mr. USA, IFBB, 1978, 1979, Mr. America. He was the AAU Mr. America champion, so he was fantastic. Perhaps living in the shadow of his brother Mike. But one-on-one, who was actually better? All these titles aside, I have to say, there's a lot of side-by-side pictures of these guys, and Mike Mentzer, yeah, he might have the credentials. Here are my credentials. Whoa, 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 whoa. But Ray, look at the abs on this guy. Huh? You think Ray's got a wig on? Ray? Not Sean Ray. He did have a wig on. But either way, guys, you can clearly see that Ray Mentzer did have a far superior set of abs. And perhaps a better chest as well. Maybe it's just a flattering picture for Ray. Well, here's another one. And dare I say, Mike looks a little too smooth. Very smooth compared to Ray. Ray is shredded to the diced, and he would defeat Mike Mentzer in a bodybuilding contest if you use these two versions of them. But is this a situation where Ray, he was getting ready for a competition, and Mike was perhaps off-season? I don't know. Here's another shot. Here's another side-by-side. And in this one here, the situation changes. It looks like to me that Mike Mentzer is a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder. Look at the size of the arms on the guy, even his chest and abs. No, he doesn't have that. Well, they got the same genetics, obviously. They do have upper abs, strong upper abs, but his abs are not as defined, I don't think, as Raymond's. But everywhere else, he does appear to be the superior bodybuilder. And it is bodybuilding, people. We have to go through these poses, because sometimes it takes the shots themselves. I mean, Mike, he reminds me of Derek Lunsford. He did have a bubble gut for the day, for the times. We're in the late 70s. I mean, nobody had a gut. But Mike's was perhaps one of the worst. But he would pull one of the best vacuums. See, his brother wasn't doing that. And wheels, yeah. And even the arms. Mike is absolutely out-muscling his younger brother. That's right, he is a couple of years younger, which is interesting. Turn to the side here. Ooh, we cannot make the excuse that Mike's not in condition here. Ray does have a better chest, perhaps. Mike's from the front, I think he is wider. He's a wider dude, better V-taper, things of that nature. But, geez Louise, from the side, Ray might actually take him. Now, here's an interesting case with these two dudes. One was born in 53, and Ray, and Mike was born a couple of years younger in 51. They both died in June of 2001. Not 3 days apart. Mike dying on the 9th, and then Ray died on the 12th. June 2001. Isn't that... That's strange, isn't it? Here's another pose, and I believe this one is known as the Mantis Pose position. I was going to do another impression, but I don't think Mike would have appreciated that one very much, if you know what I'm saying. Sing! So Ray was every bit as good as Mike in terms of muscle development, chest, arms. Look at the size of the triceps on not just Mike, but Ray too. And one other aspect that we're kind of overlooking here. These two dudes had some of the most flourishing mustaches that I've ever seen. You can definitely tell they're the same. And if you... I didn't want to mention anything during that front double, but you guys go back to that front double and you can see they both hang to the left side too. You know what I'm saying? Here's the back, for goodness sakes. I can imagine at least 1,000 of you fellers gonna go rewind back and look at that front double, and you're gonna think, geez, they are hanging to the same side. But anyway, Mike, from what you can tell here, and you really have to know what you're looking for, he does have a better V. Ray's more up and down, the wider hips, the less of the flaring lats, and Mike is in a little better condition from behind. Now, that's a photo shoot for Ray. This is a competition for Mike. So just standing there, I'd say Mike looks better. Or Raymond, I apologize. And as they go through the shots, see, I guess Mike might be the superior bodybuilder. Now, I did mention Derek earlier. Have a look at this abs and thigh. Does this remind you of anyone? Hitting the old vacuum during the abs and thigh procession. Against a guy with a slip of a midsection. Look at Ray. So it's interesting. Ray, by far, better set of abs. And Mike, perhaps, the more bigger muscles means more business as far as that's concerned. So, what does that mean? It means Ray was a better dieter. He dieted better. And Mike just lifted better. He was the high-intensity training. I wonder if Ray. I wonder if Raymond did the high-intensity training. Nice little shootout here in the most muscular. In which case, Ray does win in certain aspects. It's not an exact side-by-side. You have to take all that into consideration. And in most of the shots, it did look like Mike had the superior arms. They look pretty good for Raymond here. Ray might have the better chest. No, scratch that. I think Ray has a better chest. Ray has better abs. As far as the rest of the physique, you're probably going to go with Mike. And in terms of conditioning, no, you can't say for sure, but anybody that's an expert, or so-called expert, I don't know what the definition, would definitely tell you that Mike means more business in terms of the arms and the legs. But at the end of the day, you can go through these shots and you can look at some of them and think, geez Louise, Ray sure did have shades of superiority. Not a superiority complex. It looks like he could have dominated over Mike Mentzer if he had have, blockbustered up them arms. Mike's look more blockbustery. And blockbustered up the wheels as well. In which case, in this comparison, they really do look bigger. Mike's standing maybe a little bit behind him. Better on the quad sweeps, things of that nature. But very interesting. Mike Mentzer and Ray Mentzer. Bodybuilding competition? Yeah, Mike would win, for sure. Walking down the beach? Who's going to impress the ladies? some of the dudes as well, I'm sure. And what the heck? Even the in-betweeners with wieners. Well, that would be Ray. That would be Raymond. So, sure, in the grand scheme of things, in the game of life, you're at a pool party or something, there's little bodybuilding competitions going on in people's heads. Especially if there's a mirror, thinking, that guy's pretty built. Am I more built? Boo-ha-ha! So that's a little miniature mental bodybuilding competitions that do go on time and time. And Mike, he'd probably lose to Ray in that aspect. Have a great one, guys.